That's awesome. All right, ready? This is the Rob Ferretti one shot of espresso and one shot of the pits. We've got these cars here about to compete at Daytona. I think, and I hate to say it, but the McLaren 720S is probably the most badass car you can effectively buy right now. For the value, for the money, for the performance, this thing, as Tommy would say, slays. We've got Adam's car over here, which I think is going to do very well. He's running it off the wastegate spring, but road course is not about straight up speed. And it ran 150.5 yesterday, which is not a slow car by any stretch. Parker's car, I think, will take today's event. It's on the Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, and it's all-wheel drive, and it's a Lamborghini with a supercharger. So I'm putting this one as my favorite to win. We come over here, we have the proxy car, the BRZ, running for Tommy, and I think that car is going to come in probably third from last. I think it's going to do fairly well because remember, this is a start-stop challenge. It's a time attack. It's not endurance. I think that thing would be very good in the endurance, much better than some of the faster cars. But as far as putting down the fastest lap at Daytona, it doesn't have the speed that you're going to need when some of these cars are coming out of the banking at 165 into a straightaway. That's not. On the tuner end, I think it's really a toss-up. Now, we've got hyper-fast cars here with the McLaren 650 turned into 675. It was within a mile an hour of Lou's winning time yesterday. So those cars are evenly matched speed-wise. This handles very well. It doesn't have the aero that Lou has, but I think that's going to be very close in the tuner segment as to who is going to win. Lou's raced here so many times. He's a phenomenal driver. I'm very impressed. I'm very excited. That's the competition to watch today. We've got my car, which honestly, if there was an event that I was going to say is best suited to me, it would be this event. So I've got high hopes for my car being top 3 here at Daytona. I think it's going to do very well. David's car, I also think, is going to do fairly well as long as his brakes are fairly solid, especially with the time attack format. I think he'll be top 5 today. And I love David's car, and I think top 5 is key. All right, here we go. What to say about Cletus's sled that hasn't already been said? I'm confident he'll make it around the track. I don't know if this is a strong suit. I know he's definitely got the straight line. He killed it yesterday at the half mile. But he is running into aerodynamic principles which you can't overcome without body panels and downforce. So straight line is one thing. The parachute's not going to help in a bank or anything where you sort of want to stick to the ground. We'll see what happens. We've got Kyle Masson over here. Kyle, can I see the watch? So Kyle's got a Rolex. He got that for free by winning Rolex last year, which is pretty cool. Not a lot of people. Actually, you're the only person that can say that.
Well, 1
so,
of 4.
Yeah, 1 of 4. So that's pretty pimp. He's going to be driving the cars that don't look like they're going to kill him because he's got a race here next weekend. And that one, not on that list. This one, also speaking of not on that list, the young guys aren't really into minivans. So even though this is a fast as shit minivan, it's just not a minivan that Kyle would like to drive. And I get that, I see that. But this thing is gonna be fast. There's like 6 people in the car. They're only gonna be running with 1 and probably 1 seat. But this thing slated at the half mile yesterday. It was 154 miles an hour, came in right behind my Corvette, which is fast. And it's as fast as my Corvette was in West Virginia. So that's a fast minivan. I'm really excited to see. Just watching that thing sled around the track is going to be awesome. Come over here to the other tuner car. This car, again, between the McLaren and Lou's Corvette, very evenly matched. Lou's got all the go fast, and even my Corvette has Lou Gelati, the LG coilovers on it. He's been a road racer for 42 years. He's won more titles than I have fingers, and I expect him to do very well. He's been on this track a lot. He knows it very well. And last but not least, we've got the Canadians over here. I guess we'll change the white balance by coming into the garage, but we got the Canadians over here from DeBoss Garage with this absolute monster of a build, which is, I mean, if you look at it, it's sort of, you got the feeling that the engine's back here. No, this is just a bunch of turbos and an intercooler. The engine's up here. So I've got high hopes. This is all-wheel drive. This car, he's got the advantage. He's got the same tires, all-wheel drive. If it runs right, a F-ton of horsepower, and we'll see what happens today. So shaky start for this one yesterday, but I expect big things, especially here. I think he'll be better suited here than at Sebring, just for potential cooling issues. But if this thing gets the power to the ground, I'm really excited to see what it can do. That's one shot with Rob Ferretti. We'll see you out on the track.